The United Kingdom has released a new update on the processing of visa application for countries on its red list. On Sunday, the British High Commission announced that it will pause making decisions on visitor visa applications from all red list countries, including Nigeria. The development came after the UK put Nigeria on its travel list or red list as a result of COVID Omicron cases linked to Nigeria. The ban, which took effect on Monday, means only UK residents or citizens can enter the country from Nigeria. According to the new update released on Monday, the UK said visa applications in other categories, such as for persons who wish to study, work or live permanently, will continue to be processed. This is the crux of our discussion now. Joining me to discuss this in the studio is the publisher Inside Watch Africa, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo. Good morning, Shay.
Good morning, Mike.
Good to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Great.
To see you.
Now, a lot of people, I believe you've heard a lot of the comments Nigerians are making regarding the decision by the United Kingdom to put Nigeria on the red list of countries, with the new, Omicron pandemic, Omicron variant. Now, the question here is, why is there so much noise from Nigerians regarding the fact that, okay, Nigeria is on the list? Every country has the right to protect its citizens.
Okay, I think Nigeria or Nigerians reserves the right to complain if they feel that a relationship that they consider one of family is being tilted in a way that they feel that it seems like this is not exactly a family treatment again. Although I'm one of those who believe that the UK also, like you rightly said, have the right to say, look, we have a red flag. We can't allow what happened to us during Delta, which is still very with us right now. The Delta variant happened to us because, of course, a lot of criticism was made to the government of the United Kingdom that they didn't do early enough. So I believe that's why at this time they decided to quickly do what they've done. Yes, like I said, it is condemnable because at the end of the day, there are a lot of other countries all over the world that obviously have the Omicron variants. It is believed that why is Africa being treated the way they've been treated? And if you want me to go on, I would say that that for me is our responsibility. The question we need to ask ourselves is, have we done enough since COVID-19 came, 2 years ago? Have we sort of shown the world that we're serious enough to protect our territory? Have we been responsible enough? Have we been responsible enough in showing that whatever that is required of us as a people, we will do? Because, look, even the South Africans who sort of have shown that they know what they're doing, and they were the ones who sort of blew the whistle and said, look, guys, there's an Omicron variant. They're being penalized for it because at the end of the day, you would treat me at all times the way you perceive me. If you perceive that whenever I come to your house, it is to eat food, each time I'm coming, your children will even tell you that, Daddy, that man that normally comes to eat is already here. And you probably, in some cases, say, look, you know what, let's keep the food aside so that we can dispatch him and he will go. So, but if you're one who comes to the house with something, a bottle of minerals, a carton of things, I'm sure they welcome you at the door and say, oh, that man that normally bring gifts to the house is now here. So the question we need to ask ourselves as a people is, do we always go to the party, always wanting to eat of other people, always wanting to be fed, always wanting handout? They will treat us like that. So for me, all of these things have happened. At all times, what is the lesson to learn? What are the appropriate things to do at a time like this? It is good to shout foul, but are we doing an internal review of what we have done? Are we doing it right? Are we sure we're doing our best at a time like this?
The point is, some analysts will say, we see life is connected. It's not just about Omicron and the variant only. There are so many other things that are, involved, or in like a total package, like we call it in say it in Lagos. Now, if we have to do due diligence, like you say, or like you said, what are those things that we have to, because when we have to, in fact, some persons use the word respect, that this is not a way to show respect to Nigerians or even show regard to Nigeria, as the case may be. But Nigeria is not the only country that was affected, as the case may be. But if we have to do due diligence, like we talk about it, what will those things really be in practical terms?
Oh, so I'm sorry I oversimplified. That was what I was referring to when I was telling the story of the man who comes to the house. Look, truth of the matter is, as a government, when people talk about, we want this caliber of person to rule us, to be the one, directing our affairs, being our managers on a daily basis, regularly, we go out there and we're signing bilateral agreements, we're taking decisions on behalf of Nigerians that will affect them today and tomorrow. The thing is, how much do we understand the implication of some of these things? For instance, the COVID-19 thing. I mean, the whole world is watching us, the way we're conducting ourselves. Are we truly satisfied with the way we conduct the pre-tests or the post-tests? Because there have been several reports of some of the things not done in a manner that sort of portray us as a serious people, because then this is a global problem and the world is coming here, because then people must travel, whether we like it or not. And that's why travel ban, unfortunately for the United Kingdom and the rest of them, is usually not the solution. You could delay, but people would always find ways to sort of go through another country to another country, because people must travel. They must do business, they must go see family, they must go for health, they must do all sort of things. And so travel would always happen. But you see, the point is, at the end of the day, anybody, anywhere, whether individually, corporately, or country-wise, would treat you in a manner they feel you deserve. So Nigeria, when this happened, or whilst we're in the middle of this, what have we done as a people in terms of the way we conduct tests? Have we discovered anything as a continent or Nigeria that could show the world that, oh, truly, these people are working, they're doing something to also contribute? Are we all just waiting for people to give us test kits, to give us the jabs? Oh, we're waiting for them to send, because then I see us crying foul. We're saying, the reason why we have not taken, because then we all know that Africa is a less, continent that have sort of taken the jab. What was it called now?
The vaccine.
The vaccine. Yes. Now, why have we not taken it? We've not gotten enough. They've not sent enough to us. Have we contributed? Have we done anything as a continent? Are we saying we don't have scientists? Have we brought in our people to sit them down and say, look, this is a global problem, and we have to contribute our own quota? We cannot continue to live a life of the spoiled child in the room, which at all times we're expecting people to give us stuff, and we expect respect. Nobody will respect you. Each time you go to the party, you're always collecting. Look, let's be realistic and tell ourselves the truth. We're not doing well in Africa. We're not putting up our best foot front, and we need to start to do that, because each time this kind of things happen, we'll cry foul and we'll go back to our normal, to our mode, and still, want everybody to do. Because when we talk about things, corruption, that's not the only thing that is happening in the world. There's so many things happening in the world. One of them is this COVID-19 thing. How well are we putting our legs front as regards our contribution as a continent and as a country? All right.
We'll recall that Madagascar came up with their own breakthrough sometime last year. We saw the feeling, we saw the reaction, we saw, how the debate and the controversies that came alongside that after some time. Even here in Nigeria, we had one or two persons who recorded, who claimed to record some breakthrough here and there. All of those are several efforts here and there that one would say, okay, the homegrown solution to these and that. But when we come to those breakthrough, there is a protocol they have to go through. And in that protocol, they have to be approved by the World Health Organization or the United Nations, as the case may be. And we know all of those. Now, there's also the issue of the world, the politics around the pharmaceuticals and, you know, those multinational companies and all of that. How do we begin to jiggle these things, especially from the perspective of Africa and Africans, our continent, our uniqueness, our peculiarities, how we can sit together and come together to make a decision for ourselves in the midst of all of these?
Okay, so this also have thrown forward the fact that we need to do more intra-Africa travel.
Yeah.
What have we done about that? I mean, truth of the matter is, it is clear that there will be situations like this where we would have to think of not going to Europe or America, but think of Zimbabwe, think of South Africa, think of countries around us. How have we worked on that? What have we done about that? You just talked about what happened in
the Madagascar
thing.
Yeah.
Now, truth of the matter is, our art, our music is accepted out there. It wasn't an overnight thing. You know, Nollywood, as much as it was, you know, criticized, and our people kept doing it and kept doing it. Today, you don't talk Netflix if you really don't talk Nollywood.
Yeah.
Now, because there was consistency, people kept at it. They were committed to it. Maybe because, you know, it was their lifeline. And so they didn't have a choice, they didn't have an alternative, so they kept at it. And today, all over the world, Nollywood is recognized. Our music, the Nigerian music, is recognized. It used to be a joke. People used to laugh at us. You couldn't have a concert here without bringing foreign artists. Today, if you bring foreign artists, you just want to bring foreign artists.
Yeah.
People are really not looking forward to seeing them. Now, if you go to anywhere in the world, at least the places I've been to, if you play Nigerian music, the whole place...
The place changes.
Now, in the same manner, as well as we have done with our arts, let us start to do that with our science, because I believe, as a Nigerian, that we have records to show that in America, in Europe, you have Nigerian doctors, Nigerian scientists who are doing very well. We talk about Nigerians in the diaspora. Have we engaged them? What are our government doing? What, you know, effort is being made to leverage, to harvest that, to say, look, Nigerians, we need help. We need us to come together. Have we created the enabling environment that will become attractive? If you could bring an Okonjo-Iweala back home for finance, you could bring also whoever it is, Doctor Who, Doctor that, scientist that, wherever, whether in America, wherever, to come start to do stuff. What steps have we taken? You see, the era of acting and coming to the stage trying to pretend is gone, because you see, there are several levels of check on you now all over the world, where whether you're authentic or not will be known in a very, you know, in a short while. And people could tell. I mean, they can laugh and be diplomatic and take their eyes off and pretend as if they don't know, but they know. So you can't deceive me for too long. I can't deceive you for too long. Eventually you will know who I am, and that is what is happening to us. Let us call ourselves to check. The rest of the world is watching. They treat us the way we have continued to conduct ourselves, and we have not shown. Believe me, we can do better than this. We are better than this. Let us try more. Let us do more. Let us show that we're serious about our lives, that look, it's like living in a face me, I face you arrangement. That is where I describe the world. Look, if you don't take care of your cupboard, the cockroaches and the rat in your cupboard will come into my own cupboard, and I will fight you. And that's why, as much as we were living, I lived in a face me, I face you, we're very, very neat people. We were very disciplined people, because what you do in yours, because we use the same kitchen, use the same bathroom, use the same thing. So it was onus on you to clean your own part of the kitchen, and I must clean my own part of the kitchen. How much of our own part of the world, Nigerians,
are we cleaning
Africa,
up?
are we cleaning up? Are we responsible? Are we showing the rest of the world that we truly want to coexist with them? Because coexistence is not you expecting everybody to do everything for you. Coexistence means, okay, so we're talking about our relationship with China. We're finding it difficult to truly point to what we want to give as an exchange. So they're bringing everything and we're taking everything, and we're going into debt. as a people, what are we bringing to the table? Each time we talk about, exchange, bilateral agreement, the question we need to ask ourselves is, what are we bringing to the table? We had Volkswagen, we had Peugeot, we had all of these things. None of them are available. Sorry, without wanting to advertise for anyone, if particular manufacturer wanted to do a vehicle in Nigeria, look at the trouble it went to. What kind of support did we give that person? We should have rallied around because it was a Nigerian brand. That's what you do. When you see, that's what India did with theirs. I can't do what you do. But the point is, when I see that you're doing good, it is my responsibility as a Nigerian to support you, for us to say, oh, this is our brand. Oh, let's put our strength, our support behind it, so that at the end of the day, all of us can say, at least we have this that we can share with the rest of the world.
No, in fact, you hit the nail on the head. For a company like Innocent, for instance, you didn't want to mention it, but let me mention it for you.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to.
I understand you. But the point there is, we have been trying to see how we can use the platform to promote the Nigerian, the way it should be, and putting it in context. And this is no exception. But however, let's come back away from all of that, let's come back to the issue of the vaccines that we were talking about earlier on. It's a thing of great concern that we often hear of people with fake vaccination certificates and people with fake certifications that they have taken this or they've taken that, meanwhile they've not taken this. So what do you make of that, though, when it comes to there's the capacity to find out actually whether this certificate is authentic or not? But a lot of people still are able to travel with the fake certificates, and then they're detected when they travel and they leave the country.
So that's also the point. The point is, look, Nigerians, because look, this is not us alone, it is the world. So you're playing in a super league. So whatever you do at your home league and could pass, was allowed, can't happen again. So you could bribe a referee to do one or two things and all of that. So are you ready to bribe them at World Cup? Do you understand what I'm saying now? So the idea is, some of these things we do, what kind of check arrangement do we have? What kind of supervisory arrangement do we have? So are we able to scale some of these things just easily, and at the end of the day, when we now get outside, the rest of the world just look at us and just laugh at us? Sometimes when you travel and you bring out your Nigerian passport, the way you're looked at, sometimes it's really not something you want to be proud of. We can. This is a great country. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a very proud Nigerian. But as a people, we really have not done enough. Like I said, we can do better than this, so that the rest of the world would truly respect us for who we really are, not what we are trying to make people believe that we are. Because for me, we're doing a lot to sort of discredit ourselves instead of doing what we have to do so that we can get the credit that we truly deserve. Because as a people, we really, really deserve to be recognized, to be celebrated globally. And we're not, truth be told, we're not doing that. That's the truth.
I totally agree with you. Now, we are here now. In fact, just yesterday we heard the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was talking about the semblances of a fourth wave, and
which is the Omicron.
Exactly, he is raising an alarm in that regard already, and we're here with that reality. What else can we really do as a people to protect ourselves from Omicron and all of the variants that are there? We still have the Delta, we still have the Mu, although the Mu didn't get here from the reports we got from the NCDC. But the point there is, we all, like you say, we travel across, everybody travels across the world.
So once again, just be responsible, because at the end of the day, the rest of the world are not clear about what to do, other than the fact that we need to test, we need to keep social distance,
we need to
vaccinate, and do all the necessary things, and do it responsibly. Because you see, the thing is, why act? Why pretend? Why go get a fake card? Why not sanitize your hand, for instance. How does that make you feel that that's such a job? Because most often you go to social engagement, it's free. It's there at the door, and people are even reluctant and start telling the guys that look, I've had enough. I'm like, really, what does it cost you to clean your hands each time you want to go into that space? You're just coming from the restroom. It's only normal, right, for you to clean your hands before you go back into where you were coming from. And people find it, we even try to act big as big men, like we normally say in when it comes to things that concerns our health. Now it's not just about you, it's about the next person. Because one of the things we also need to gain from this situation that is sort of beclouding the world is that all of a sudden what you do for yourself is not just for yourself, it is for the next person. So if you're not responsible, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting the next person, and you need to be responsible.
Okay. All right. Now, let me put you on hold a little bit. Bimbo will be our correspondent, is joining us right now. I'll be back with you. All right. Recall just yesterday, there was an accident involving a truck that killed some now over 10 students returning from school around Ojudu-Bega. And we have our correspondent right there at that spot and that area to bring us up to speed with the level of things or the nature of things around there right now. Bimbo, good morning. It's good to have you join us right now. Can you confirm, particularly if you are around Ojudu-Bega or you're around grammar school, bring us up to speed with what you're seeing and what you're hearing?
Okay, Mike, so we are at Babs Pafunwa Millennium High School here in Ojudu, where the horrible incident happened yesterday. Now, a truck driven by Bolaji Kabiru was said to have rammed into some pedestrians who were later identified as students of the school. Now, the Babs Pafunwa Millennium School right here in this compound behind me, we have about 2-3 schools in this compound. We have the Babs Pafunwa Millennium High School, and we also have Ojodu Junior High School. So we have about 2-3 schools in here. And now the information we got was that the said truck rammed into some pedestrians who were later identified as school students who were believed to be from the school. So we can't really say if those students who got killed yesterday in the process were entirely students from Pafunwa Millennium High School. But what we know or what we heard is that they are students coming from the school. So they could be students coming from the 3 schools who were, of course, on their way home. Now, I have here with me one of the parents of the students of the school who, of course, came in here early to ask questions as to what happened yesterday. Good morning, sir. Yeah, I saw you here shortly earlier, and I was wondering what brought you here this morning. Were you here when it happened yesterday, and can you tell us what you heard about yesterday's incident, sir?
Actually, I wasn't here when it happened, but I have children in this school.
Tell us your name quickly. Tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Obashola Abayomi.
Okay.
So I have children in this school, Ojodu Junior Grammar School, 2 of them. So I was told, I got a call around past 2 that shortly after my children passed the incident area, some children, students of this school to be precise, got killed by a vehicle. So due to that, I had to bring them down here this morning. They started their exams on Monday. If not for that, of course, I would have instructed them to stay at home. As you can see, the parents, most of them are coming with their children because they want to ascertain, they want to know what is actually happening. Would there be school today? Would the government postpone their exams and so on? May the departed souls of may the souls of the departed children rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You've heard it from, of course, one of the parents of children who are believed to be students in this school. So earlier, I also had the opportunity to speak with one of the relatives of the affected students. The woman came in here, I met her crying, and when I asked her if she happened to be a mother of one of the affected students. She told me that she's actually a really close relative, and she was told as at last night that the particular student who was one of the student that the truck hit last night, as she was told that she was rushed, the particular girl named Bosse was rushed to a nearby hospital, and they were still hoping that she would survive the incident, but I guess the shocking news got to them this morning that she could not survive it. Now, I would like to let you know that tempers, I know, are still high around here. People are angry, they're asking questions, and conversations, around here is majorly on people are saying, why should trucks or heavy duty vehicles, why should they be allowed to move, during the day? And of course, that takes us to the Lagos State Road Traffic Law. I remember that the Lagos State Transport Sector Reform Law of 2018 actually was clear on the times of the day when heavy duty vehicles are expected to move. I mean, there's a restriction of movement.
Right.
They are not expected to move during the day. I think they're expected to move between 9 p.m. in the night to 5 a.m. in the morning. So people are angry, and they are like, this could have been avoided. This is one death that could have been avoided. Also, the truck in question is parked down the road here. That's the truck. I guess that was the last stop for the truck yesterday, where it was moving, and then we heard that it was set ablaze right there on the other side of the road there. Of course, people are still gathering around there, trying to catch a glimpse of the truck that caused the tragic incident yesterday. So,
all right,
Mike,
Bimbo.
we don't know. As for the number of students that got killed by the accident, we cannot ascertain the number of students that got killed in the incident. But what we know is we have more than 10 students who were affected by the tragic incident yesterday.
All right. Okay, Bimbo, thank you for bringing us up to speed on this. But however, make us understand, has there been any visitation from the Ministry of Education to the school? Has there been a statement from the school or a statement from the Ministry of Education? Is that clear if you have any of those?
Well, as I speak, I do not have any information in that regard. But like you heard it from one of the parents I spoke to earlier, examinations, as we know, are still ongoing across schools in Lagos. And this particular school, of course, students are still writing their examinations, and they are likely to write their final paper today or tomorrow. And then as for what is going to happen with the school, you heard when he said some parents have been coming in to find out if examinations will have to be halted due to what happened yesterday, but we still do not know what is going to happen. So as for the information from the Lagos State Ministry of Education, I do not have that information yet, but students are still coming in. Some parents are still dropping off their children, their wards here, but we do not know if examinations will hold in this particular school this morning, Mike.
Okay, thank you very much, Abimbola Baby, for bringing us up to speed. We certainly will be following up regarding how things are going to be, and we'll let everyone know the reaction of the school and what steps they'll be taking in that regard. Thank you. Now, Shei, I wonder what you make of this. It's really a sad incident that happened yesterday, and like our correspondent said, tempers are really high around there because people are angry as to what happened.
It's unfortunate, and one pray and wish this never happened. But once again, it calls to question the way we do a lot of stuff. So she was talking about the Lagos State rule on trucks, whether they're meant to, drive at a particular time of the day. You also want to ask yourself, each time it's the end of the year, you have a lot of security agents all over the place, and you're wondering, LASMA, VIOs, and a lot of them all over the place. And of course, most often you find out that people are running, maybe it was the case where people are afraid of whether they will be accosted, and you find people driving recklessly all over the place. Let us please be more responsible the way we do our business in Nigeria, because at the end of the day, we're talking about other people's life. Look at these children who are writing exams, and all of a sudden they are dead now because we were not as responsible as we ought to. We could have avoided this, I believe, if only we had done things right, if only the driver, for instance, was properly checked and he was not drunk, maybe he was drunk, maybe the condition of the vehicle was not at, you know, at top quality. It could be anything, and some of these things are things that we can deal with. Let us be more responsible the way we conduct our business.
All right. The police is conducting an investigation, so we hope maybe in the coming days they'll let us know actually what happened and how it happened and so on. Thank you very much, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo, for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.